I always keep the last stretch of the drive home quiet. No radio, no phone buzzing, just the hum of tires on gravel and the promise of the lake shimmering through the trees. But that evening, as I turned onto Willow Lane, something felt off. Fresh tire tracks scarred the dirt path to my property, more than should be there for a house left empty. And down by the water, my dock lights glowed against the dusk, lights I never leave on. The next morning, sunlight revealed the mess. Glitter embedded in the wooden planks, a twisted cleat on the railing, and a crumpled name tag reading volunteer. Then the email pinged in Community Lakeside Gathering. According to the Lakeside HOA, my dock was now shared space. I spread out my old property records on the kitchen table, maps, deeds, photos, and stared at the clear line. Private dock. No room for misinterpretation. This wasn't just a mix-up. It was a line crossed, and I knew I had to draw it back, one careful step at a time. The habit of silence started years ago, back in my days as a surveyor, mapping boundaries that people fought over. Silence lets you spot the shifts before they become problems. As autumn cooled the air, I pulled up in my lakeside home in upstate New York, the kind of quiet spot where folks retire to fish and forget the city grind. The gravel crunched under my truck, headlights sweeping the path. Everything should have been dark and still. It wasn't. Tire tracks, deep, fresh, too many for solitude. I killed the engine and sat, watching. 3 vehicles hunkered behind the bushes, a sleek SUV, a compact car, another crossover that screamed neighborhood volunteer. They didn't belong. My dock jutted into the lake like always, but a white glow reflected off the water. My lights, off limits to anyone but me. A weight settled in my chest, not rage, but a cold calculation. Who had the nerve? Who felt entitled? I slipped out quietly, the damp ground muffling my steps. Smoke hung faint in the air, citronella torches, the kind bought for backyard parties. Down the path, grass flattened in cooler-sized patches. A foil wrapper skittered by, pink and starry. The dock boards creaked underfoot. The ladder dripped wet. A red ribbon snagged on a cleat, frayed like it had been tied in haste. Shoe prints, narrow heels, not work boots. Glitter ground deep into the wood from dancing feet. This wasn't a quick dip. It was a full-blown event. I pulled out my phone, hit record. Slow pans, close-ups of the damage. No voiceover, just facts captured in pixels. The storage box lock was intact, but scratches mar the hasp. Someone had pried at it. Up the slope, a crushed cup, a folded chair tipped over, bottle caps in the dirt. This was organized trespass. Back inside, lights off, I replayed the video over coffee. Frames confirmed. Not paranoia, reality. I opened a notepad. Lights on. Unknown vehicles. Damage noted. Items collected. By dawn, the lake gleamed silver under mist. I walked down again, coffee in hand, to erase any doubt. Glitter sparkled sharper in daylight, embedded like confetti in varnish. Scratches raked the ladder frame. Maybe a dragged cooler. The cleat bent at an angle from careless tying. A white name tag wedged in the planks. Volunteer. Ink smeared. Drag marks led from shore to hedges. Something heavy hauled in. A crushed napkin. Wine red with a rental logo. I bagged it all, photograph dated. This had roles, planning. Anger simmered low, but I channeled it into method, evidence first. Spread across the counter. Items logged, spreadsheet started. Pre-trip photos showed pristine dock, no overlap. Driveway cam audio caught faint laughter that night. Multiple voices casual. Not vandalism, but entitlement. That's what gnawed. They assumed permission. The mid-morning email from Susan Whitaker, Lakeside HOA president, 3 terms strong, master of polite phrasing. Hope your trip was restful. Just clarifying the informal gathering on the shared dock space. Neighbors enjoyed light refreshments in our spirit of community. No harm meant. Our records showed general use for years. No apology, no nod to my deed. Shared space. Timing screamed anticipation. She knew I'd notice. I scoured the HOA handbook. No shared dock clause. Plat map. My lot owned to the waterline. I copied her email, filed it. Then her follow-up. Reminder. Guidelines discourage signage or obstructions to community access. Subject to review. Now my gate was obstruction. Framing begun. Me as the divider. I drafted back. Request records of any votes authorizing shared access to my private dock on Parcel 18. Sent certified. No emotion, just procedure. That afternoon, more debris bagged. Neighborhood hushed. No mowers, no chatter. Silence could mean coordination. Susan didn't yell. She shaped narrative softly. But facts outlast tone. I locked up, knowing this was a test. Push once, call it custom. See who pushes back. My neighbor Bob Ellis didn't pick sides. He just walked his daily loop. He paused by my hose coil. Back in town? Saw lights Saturday. Looked like a party. Harbor Patrol swung by. Lights flashing. Thought trouble. Time. After 10. Idled near your dock. Voices carried. Detail outside Susan's spin. I called Harbor Patrol non-emergency. Parcel 18, out of town last weekend. Patrol activity. Dispatcher. Noise complaint. Group on private dock. Vessel tied off. Log entry made. They claimed HOA permission. I noted the number. HP 34817. Official record. HOA permission stated aloud. Drafted to HOA. Per Harbor Patrol log, group cited your approval. Clarify by whom, under what authority. Sent certified. Leverage now. Not internal, external. Doc felt different, still mine, but invaded. I built a timeline. Departure stamps, hotel receipts, pre-trip photos versus return footage. Plat map highlighted, private extension. Cost estimates. New cleat $42. Ladder fix $160. Cleaning $39. Labor hours logged. Bylaws. No activity on private property without agreement. HOA email blast. Successful gathering. Community warmth. Omission telling. Filed under communications. Table cover in paper, not fight file. Note. Rely on structure, not memory. Midweek, certified envelope. Notice of violation. My dock as community amenity. Gate as obstruction. Fines escalating. Lean threat. Posture shifted. This was pressure on title. Read thrice, then responded. Contest classification. Private per deed. Request retraction. Copied county. Photographed gate. No changes. New binder tabs. Violation. Response. Atmosphere tightened. Shorter waves. Avoided paths. Susan isolated through whispers. Requested more records. Minutes on dock use. 24 months. Reply. Compiling customs. Not all documented. Pressed. Confirm no votes in writing. Susan. No formal vote, but established through practices. Admissions circled. No vote. Filed. Neighborhood murmur. Paul heard board tightening docks. People didn't know. Pattern emerged. Isolated frictions now connected. Sent final notice. No authorization exists. Future use is trespass. Certified. Dock reclaimed definition. Family passed without pausing. Boundary acknowledged. Knock at gate. Maggie Lawson from across Cove. Photos from that night. Thought you'd want. 6 times stamped. Lit dock crowd. Cooler. Table patrol boat. Volunteer badges visible. Uploaded. Filed as external visuals. Reconstructed. Organized event. Claim permission. Filed county incident notice. Unauthorized access. Misrepresentation. Attached all. HOA meeting. Susan on division over individualized space. Proposed waterfront committee to prevent misunderstandings. Reframed as friction, not overreach. Adjustments. Forwarded email on restricting shared use. Unofficial group echoing Susan. Filed. But counter stories. Linda's blocked bridge group. Mike's denied flagpole. Sarah's removed garden. Frictions no longer alone. Questions at meeting. Minute access. Private versus common? Susan will clarify. Shift structural. Hearing notice. Interference with authorized use. Controlled format. Prepared packets. Timeline, photos, bylaws, patrol log. Maggie's images. Room packed. Susan, obstructionist behavior on historical use. I, produce vote or easement. Distributed packets. Harbor Patrol confirms group cited permission. You admit no vote. Board questions arose. No motion? Why violation? Susan, assumption of shared. Burden flipped. No ruling, no fines. October meeting, clarifying boundaries. Susan on tradition. I place summaries. Outlines bylaws. No easement, no vote. Board, motion basis. Susan, assumption. Resident, required documented votes. Susan, yes, review procedures. Concession veiled. Committee dropped. Courtroom procedural. Benches, bailiff. My counsel, sequence docs. Susan sighed. No vote, no notice, no permission. Judge, acknowledge private. Withdraw notice. Yes. Settlement. Reimbursement $3,920. Declare private. Cease amenity label. Envelope weeks later. Acknowledgement signed. Violation withdrawn. Newsletter. Private structures under owner control. Neighborhood thawed. Greetings resumed. Boundaries precise. Note. Glad it's clear. Susan stayed active, but proposals documented now. Power recalibrated. I repaired dock. Added signs. Private dock. Permission only. Surveillance active. Camera installed. Couple paused. Private now. Always was clarified. Routine returned. Maintenance, work, porch evenings. Binder filed. Not trophy. Infrastructure. Dock quiet. Boundary in ink. Defined lines endure. What do you think? Have you faced HOA overreach or similar injustices? Share in the comments, especially on themes of power abuse and unfairness in everyday life. Take a stand. Was this entitlement or misunderstanding? Voice your views below.